do the F test. So the first step is to find whether there is a difference in the variation that is seen in Abu Dhabi versus Dubai. So this normally applies to services mostly. So the first step that we have to do is to write the hypothesis. So step 1, hypothesis statement. So we normally have two statements. One is the null statement, the other is the alternate. Okay, we have two statements. What is this null? Null is represented by H0. Alternate is represented by HA. Okay, this is the normal form of any hypothesis, always H0, HA. Now, how do I know what I should write in H0, what I should write in HA? Correct? This is one big question. How will I know? For HA, it is from the question. So you will have the keyword in the question. So if the keyword, for example, in this question, is there a difference in the variation between Abu Dhabi and Dubai? Now, difference means what? They are not same. Not same means not equal to. You get it? So not same means not equal to. So my alternate here, HA, my HA becomes Abu Dhabi variations or VAR, variations of Abu Dhabi not equal to variance DXB. You get it? You get the idea now? If the question says, is Abu Dhabi more than Dubai? Then we will put greater than. If the question says, is Dubai less than Abu Dhabi? Then we will put less than. Got the idea clear? Yeah. Okay. So this is the way we determine what should come there. Okay. Now I know that I have to put not equal to in the alternate. What should I put in the null? Null will exactly be opposite because it has to be opposite. Because when you argue, if both people argue the same thing, there is a point. No. So when I say this is same, you will say no, it is not same. You understand? When I say this is greater, you will say no, it is not greater, it is maybe less than. When I say it is more than, you will say no, no, it is probably less than or same. You understand the idea? So this is what happens. The alternate always tries to argue what is in the question, and the null is exactly opposite of it. You can remember it that way. So now here it is not equal to. What is the opposite of not equal to? Equal to. So variance of Abu Dhabi equal to variance of Dubai. So this is how I write it. Okay. So supposing if the question is there, okay. Suppose the question goes like, can we say that the variance in Sharjah is more than Dubai? So now question is asking more than, right? So what will be my alternate? My HA will say variance in Sharjah is more than variance in Dubai. Now when I put more than here, how will I write my null? My null will become like this. H naught will become, yeah, variance in Sharjah is less than equal variance in Dubai. Okay, now let's continue. This is step 1. So I think we made a very clear understanding of step 1, right? Okay. Now let's go to step 2. Step 2 is about significance. So significance is alpha, normally given in the question. It's normally given in the question. It will say at 5% significance or 2% significance or 8%, something, some level will be given. So it's normally given in the question. We will take 5%, which is same as 0.05 for this question. Okay, we will take it at 5% for this question. Fine. This is step 2. What's step 3? Step 3 is the decision rule. What is the decision rule? Decision rule here is very simple and easy. What? We take two things, F critical and F calculated. Okay, we compare them. If F calculated is more than F critical, then reject the H naught. If F calculated is less than F critical, then accept H naught. Very simple. The rule is very simple. Whatever you calculate, if the calculated value is more than the critical value, we will reject the null. If the calculated value is less than the critical, we will accept the null. Why? Because it's just a ratio. The calculated ratio from me versus the standard calculated is smaller. So I'm inside the standard, which means I'm fine. If my calculated value is more than the critical, which means I'm more than the standard allowed, which means I'm rejected. Very simple understanding. Okay. Now goes to step 4. Step 4 is calculation. What calculations do we need to do? We need to calculate the F calculated, right? So F calculated is equal to bigger variance divided by smaller variance. So I have to get the variance now. So variance of what? Variance of the data that is given. So we will use equal to var dot s to calculate variance. So I will go on top here. So I will go to the data set.
How will the question
Here
come?
is the data set. Continue back. So I want to find the variance of the two data sets. So equal to var dot s. I'm using dot s because it is a sample, and we will always use only dot s because we will only work with samples. So variance of the data set for Abu Dhabi. So I have this value. When I extend that to use the smaller black thing, and then if you extend, you will calculate for Dubai. So 160 is bigger than 13.6. So we should do 160 divided by 13.6. So let's go down. So F calculated in this case is equal to, I will just select it from the data set, so it is easy. 160 divided by 13.6. Oh, where did it do it? It did it in a different way. Sorry. Equal to 160 divided by 13.6. So I get the calculated value as 11.77. To get F critical, we will use Excel. Also start recording. So when we use Excel, what do we use in Excel? We will use data analysis. So we will go to data, oh, data analysis. Okay, there you will find F test for two variables. This is what we will go. I will just show it to you now. So when we go to data, this is data analysis. We have F for two sample variables, right? So for two variables. So this is the one we need. Press OK. I need to select two variables, variable 1, variable 2. Variable 1 is this data set which is having the bigger value. Variable 1 always has bigger value. Variable 2 always has smaller value. Same idea. So I'm just selecting the variable 1, which is basically this Abu Dhabi, full of Abu Dhabi. Variable 2 is Dubai because Dubai has smaller, so I'm putting it in the variable 2. You can change the alpha depending on the question. Suppose some question says 10%, 0.1. If the question says 7%, 0.07. So you can change the alpha here. And I suggest putting it in the same page, putting the result in the same page. So output range, select any empty cell. Just select any empty cell. You need at least 4 columns and 8 rows of result. So once you select this and you press OK, you will get the results here. So now we have the result. I'll just make a note about the variable here. Variable 1 is always having bigger variance. Variable 2 is smaller variance. Okay, variable 1 is bigger, variable 2 is smaller variance. I have the result here. I have two things to look for. One is p value, the other is critical value. I have the critical value. This is my calculated value. So critical, F criti is equal to 3.373. Now look at the rule. What is it? Calculated is bigger, right? Calculate is bigger. This is F calculate. Calculate is bigger than critical. Means I should reject the null. I should reject the null. So then I write the conclusion. What is my conclusion? F calculated is greater than F critical. Hence, reject H naught. F calculated is greater than F critical, so we reject H naught. What does that mean? It means I am rejecting this one. I am rejecting this one. I am not accepting this. I'm not accepting means I am looking at this one, which is the variance is not same. So I accept or I now conclude saying that the variance is not same. So the understanding is the variance in Abu Dhabi is not same as Dubai. So you must write like this. This is our conclusion.